Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I have a voice of radio. So today, I've got another bargain to tell you about, another repack, so to speak, that could be, and I'm not 100% sure it is, and I'm really sorry about that, but it could end up being one of the best values you'll ever see. Or it could end up being really cool, but ultimately a little bit disappointing. Although, to be clear, it's not going to be bad. There's no way this is bad, but there is a chance this is like actually full-on ridiculously amazing, and there is a chance it's pretty cool. Cool? Cool. So I got an email from the lovely Wafflos H over on Twitter, who told me that they had found this on Costco for $30. And I noticed that, I'd been making videos about some of these things that have been seen in the wild, showing you guys some of these products, and hey, maybe I'd like to talk about it. And yes, thank you very much, Wafflos. I absolutely would like to have a chat about this. Because what we've got here is another thing, and we've seen these coming around more and more lately, which just represents really, really good value. Now, what we got here is $30. You have got the set of 5, now they are the Gala Pals mini tins, which are kind of cool. And then you've got 4 other cards as well. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. The 4 other cards, we'll talk about them a little bit in a minute. It's not really what I'm terribly interested in. What I'm terribly interested in are these Gala Pals mini tins. And to be fair, it does literally say on the back, Pokemon favorites in the palm of your hand. In each Gala Pals mini tin, you'll find 2 TCG booster packs, 1 metallic Pokemon coin, a Pokemon art card showing the art for this mini tin. You can collect and combine all 5. And you'll also get a handful of foil cards featuring Dialga, Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon. And I've got quite big hands. It's not a handful, but still, it's a nice little collection of extra cards. But these mini tins, I'm not 100% sure what's in them, and we need to be a little bit careful. Because what happens with these repacks is a bunch of different things. Sometimes it's a case of they printed loads of these Gala Pals mini tins, they've got a bunch left over, whack them in a product. Sometimes it's, hey, we ran a bunch of these off because we could, there was a time in the factory where we could just make these really quickly. And sometimes it's a mixture of the two. Because I did a little bit of searching around, and I'm like, well, hang on a second, what packs have these got in? And let's be clear, I cannot guarantee what packs they've got in, even if I go to the US and go to Costco and buy one of these, and they cease to be a bargain at that point. But even if I do want to open it up, there's no guarantee that the packs I get will be the packs that you get. The nature of repackaged products like this is such that you've often got things coming from a bunch of different places. And so you could end up getting a bunch of different packs depending on, which actual one you pick up, let's be clear. But when I Googled, I actually got an image from Costco, the Costco website itself, not this listing, different thing. But you'll notice the packs there are Sword and Shield and Evolutions. Now, if these things are $30, and come with 5 packs of Evolutions, then that basically makes it one of the biggest Pokemon TCG bargains we've seen, and you should all run to buy as many of these as you can justify buying, as fast as you can justify buying them. And it's not the only place I found that image. I found this image on a bunch of websites. It is clearly a stock image. It is clearly an image taken by somebody over at the Pokemon Company to sell these Gala Mini Tins. And at some point, the Gala Mini Tins had these 2 packs in, and then Pokemon went and took this lovely stock photo to share with retailers to put on their websites to show you what was in them. The thing is, I can no longer guarantee that these have Evolutions in. I can tell you they did at one point. I can no longer tell you they did. Because Evolutions is one of those sets. I showed you a repack the other day with Ultra Prism in. I showed you the Orbeetle box, and that's this one not so much a repack, but it's been redone with new packs, which incidentally kind of backs up exactly what I'm saying, because it just so happened that the Orbeetle one is being redone with new packs, and it's way better because you get 2 Evolving Skies and 1 Ultra Prism, which is genuinely awesome, but there's no guarantee that's always going to be the case moving forward. And the same thing kind of here. Initially, this had really good packs. No, I'm not that excited about base set Sword and Shield, but I am very excited about evolutions. But there's no guarantee this has evolutions. So, and again, I'm sorry, I'm not in Costco. I cannot go and check this. But my recommendation would be, if you want these, if you're interested, do a test. There is an excellent chance that these are newer versions of the tins that don't actually have evolutions in. But there's a chance that some or all of these do, and that would be amazing. Now, why I'm so high on evolutions is very simple. The packs of evolutions right now, they're worth quite a bit. And it's basically because it's not a reprint of base set. I've seen that quite a lot. That's not true. What it is basically the base set reimagined. Some cards missing, some cards added, lots of cards looking kind of similar, but it's got like the Charizard in as an example. It's kind of awesome. But you'll notice, I just literally looked over on eBay and just Googled to have a look at how much a pack costs, and you're generally looking at like $20. That's roughly what we're paying for a pack of evolutions right now. Not guaranteeing, but that's about right. So if these products have come along with 5 packs of evolutions, one in each tin, for $30, then the evolutions packs alone are like $100-ish, and that's probably a little bit high, but roughly. No, to be fair, the one I'm showing you here is being bid on for $22.50. So you can talk like $100 evolutions packs, plus your 5 Sun and Moon, plus your 4 other cards for $30. That's absolutely ridiculous. However, there's no guarantee here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no guarantee here at all. Sorry about that. I think it's worth a look, and certainly I'd try it. But what if they don't have evolutions in? What if it's 2 newer random packs? Well, if that's the case, you're talking around about 10 packs of $30. So you're talking about $3 a pack, which is not hideously cheap, but that's still pretty good. That's, 25% off retail. Plus you get the coins and the art cards, you get the tins themselves, and you do get these extra 4 cards as well. So you know what? That's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. That's really not bad at all. There is a chance this is an absolutely redonkulous, stupendous bargain. And there's a chance this is fine. And if it's fine, then that's a little bit upsetting. But if there's evolutions in, it's going to be amazing. I do want to just stress one more time, because I do think this is extremely important. I am not telling you they have evolutions in. I am telling you that the stock image of these products showed evolutions, and that tells you that at some point they almost certainly had evolutions in. That's not the same as they definitely have evolutions in nowadays. Now, as for the extra cards here, you do get 4 extra cards. It's not the reason to pick these up. I don't believe they are different in any way. I don't believe they're exclusive. They've clearly got their set numbers on, not promos or anything like that. So I don't think there's anything particularly exclusive going on here. But I still do think this is pretty gosh darn cool nonetheless. Now, interestingly enough, we've got the Cinderace and the Rillaboom from base set Sword and Shield. They're just fine. I mean, do bear in mind, base set Sword and Shield is going to be rotating out. That is definitely a thing that's happening. These are going to be rotating out, well, when Scarlet and Violet comes out. And these are decent enough cards. The Rillaboom had a lot of potential for a long time, because they let you search your deck for 2 grass energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon. It did see play initially. People tried to make it work with decks. It really did fizzle out quite quickly, but there was a point where we all thought this could be kind of cool. The Cinderace looks interesting in that it's got a rather nice ability that lets you, when you go from your bench to your active, attach 2 fire from your discard, and then free energy 190 discard 2. Looks like a bit of potential, but the fact that it's a stage 2 and you've got to keep getting the energy back, it ends up being a little bit of a pain. Potential never actually worked out. Now, the Inteleon is not the one from base Sword and Shield. Not entirely sure why they switched it around. It is the one from Chilling Reign, and it's actually still really playable. The one from Sword and Shield was, but this one actually is super duper playable as well. It's the one that just lets you, once during your turn, place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's fine. It's all right. There was a point where this was absolutely great and a staple. It's now just fine. It's all right. Sees a little bit of play here and there. Fair to say it's not the card it was. Now, I'm not entirely sure where Dialga comes in here. I understand the free first partner Pokemon from Gen 8, and it's a little bit weird to me that they went base Sword and Shield for 2 and Chilling Reign for the other, but it's not that weird. But I don't understand why it ends up being Evolving Skies Dialga as the extra card. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. I mean, I suppose this means, we saw the Rapid Strike in Teleon. Maybe they just really wanted to put a single strike card in as well, and that's where Dialga came from. Either way, it doesn't really seem to fit. It's got an interesting attack, free energy, 80 damage. If you attack into a Pokemon V, then it can't attack during your opponent's next turn, but it can just switch and get around it. So it was never a great card. It's not really the point, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. It's not really the point. The point is, what we've got here is a product which, on the face of it, represents pretty good value. And that's nice. And there is an outside chance, I don't know if it's an outside chance or not, but there is a chance at least that it represents redonkulous value if it does actually have evolutions in. And I told you guys this is kind of what I do. If I see something like this, which is extremely cool, I'm going to share it with you. At the least, it's still an interesting discussion, and it's something that you might be interested in regardless. The best case scenario is you guys get to go and get some cheap evolutions packs. That would be absolutely amazing. But like I've said, do exercise caution, and please don't say, hey, Wassy guaranteed there'd be evolutions in here. No, ladies and gentlemen, no, Wassy didn't. But for now, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if you've picked these up. I want to know if you know what packs are inside. Although, as I've told you a couple of times, please bear in mind that with these repacked products, because they often have tins, etc., coming from various different places, there is no guarantee that they're all going to have the same packs in. You have been warned. I've seen it too many times where they mix and match. But let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. You can join the Discord and chat with us about Pokemon or basically anything else you fancy. And you can get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely AB3, who's been a supporter of ours for a little while now and is a very lovely person. So thank you very much for all the support, and thank you for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.